no turning back. The stage is set, the field is tight. Championship dreams on the line tonight. A season's worth of sacrifice and speed. Now it's time to see who succeeds. 40 hearts beating under the hood. Every racer pushing harder than they should. Searching for an inch, hunting for a lane, risking everything for fortune and fame. The spotter calls, clear high, clear low. The leaders battle wherever they go. The crowd rises up as attention grows. Nobody knows how this story goes. One mistake can change it all. One bold move can make you stand tall. Every corner, every mile, the pressure builds all the while. Feel the thunder burning through the night. 3-1 through the corners on the stadium lights. Heroes made in moments, legends built in speed. This is where the best compete. This is where dreams lead. Feel the thunder, where champions are born, fighting for the checkered flag till the break of dawn. Every lap of battle, every turn of test. Only the strongest survive, only the best. Green flag flying and the side by side. No room left anywhere to hide. Bumpers touching at 200 miles an hour. Every driver chasing that winning hour. The veterans know when to play it smart. The rookies race with fearless hearts. Every strategy call, every pit stop plan can change the fate of any man. The fuel runs low, the stakes rise high. Nobody's willing to say goodbye. The finish line is drawing near. You can feel the electricity here. Feel the thunder burning through the night. 3-1 through the corners on the stadium lights. Heroes made in moments, legends built in speed. This is where the best compete. This is where dreams lead. Feel the thunder, where champions are born, fighting for the checkered flag till the break of dawn. Every lap of battle, every turn of test. Only the strongest survive, only the best. This is more than racing, more than chrome and steel. It's every dream the drivers carry, every emotion they feel. From the backstretch battles to the photo finish line, the memories made tonight will stand the test of time. Feel the thunder, the spotlight shining bright. The fastest drivers in the field, ready for the fight. Heroes made in moments, legends building speed. Tonight another
Welcome, race fans, to North Wilkesboro Speedway. Nestled in the hills of North Carolina, this iconic 0.265-mile oval has tested drivers for generations, and today it will demand precision, patience, and plenty of courage. Every lap matters, every corner is a battle, bumpers will be traded, tempers will be tested, and only one driver will conquer the challenging banks of North Wilkesboro and park in victory lane. Championship points are on the line, rivalries are heating up, and with the field of talented next-gen competitors, expect non-stop side-by-side action from the drop of the green flag to the checkered. Whether you're watching from home, cheering on your favorite driver in the chat, you're in for an unforgettable afternoon of this short track action. This is Next Level Gaming Community NASCAR Next Gen Series by Flashpoint Racing Network. Sit back, buckle up, and get ready because the green flag flies next. My name is Michael Cordray. Currently in here in the booth by myself, but we should have Russell Heaton in here in a little while.
Right here.
Perfect timing. We're going to be doing 225 laps, I think it is, at North Wilkesboro. I know you're excited, Russell, to come here, hang out. This is going to be week 21, I think, out of 36 races. We have like 15 more to go. Air temp outside is 76 degrees. Track temp is 97. They got 5 sets of tires and 2 fast repairs with a 70% fuel limit. How you doing tonight, Russell?
I'm doing pretty good. I lost track of time just before this race. I got caught up watching the FIFA World Cup and then, you know, the Cup race and its pre-race. I looked at the time and thought, don't I have a race today? Check my phone, and of course I do.
Yeah. Why do you want to watch FIFA when you can be watching Flashpoint Racing Network every week right here on YouTube?
Flashpoint Racing Network is just so much better.
Indeed. We got a lot of action coming up within a couple months. A lot of new leagues, different faces, some faces that you'll remember from other leagues. And we got a couple things, short track racing, to trucks, to next gen, to IndyCar, super late model. So this channel, well, this broadcasting team is going to be really busy with all these races coming up soon. We got about a minute left to practice. Have you guessed who the special guest is in the race tonight, Russell? Russell, you got a copy? Sounds like you might have some mic issues. Practice is wrapping up. Let's take a look at a couple of drivers on track. Mark Long's back out here. Did a decent job in the trucks. Not sure if I remember him running last night in the Indy cars. You see him getting loose. Trevor Kelly out here. This is definitely going to be a challenging track tonight for these drivers. High horsepower on the small track. It's always room for excitement. Got Trevor Kelly out here running a throwback Home Depot. I'm wondering if that's supposed to be like a Tony Stewart paint scheme. As practice is wrapping up, getting ready for qualifying. Russell, you got a copy yet?
Yes, sir. Just got back. Having a lot of computer troubles. It just did a restart on me. Hopefully it doesn't keep doing that. I know the last time it did this, it did about 3 times before it finally stuck around. So hopefully I can remain in the booth before the computer troubles send me out again. But I'll be back. I always will.
Yeah, just saw Kevin exiting pit road. Ended up with some left front damage, clipping the inside wall, leaving pit road as he resets. But have you figured out who the special guest is that's out here tonight?
I'm pretty sure I saw him, Charles Bankley.
Out of St. Louis, Missouri. Here with us tonight. He's been AWOL since May 2nd. First time back on the track since May 2nd. And he got his work cut out for him. You know, Russell, not racing for a while, and especially jumping into a car with high horsepower on a small track, it can get pretty challenging.
Yes, sir. But I know Charles, he's always so quick to adapt to these tracks. You know, every time I raced with him, no matter the conditions, hot track, cold tires, hot tires, he was always one of the quickest drivers there because he just knew how to adapt to something.
Yeah, especially like Phoenix ran like almost 300 laps just to be better in his competition, and then absolutely just start destroying everybody. Mark Long, it's up to second.
You know, being the runner-up to that race, I can tell you, he definitely had the edge on everybody.
Indeed, we got a couple people haven't qualified yet. Jeremy Oliver, Joseph Usnikis, Will Byers. Will Byers is coming back for another race today. He won the IndyCar race at Indianapolis yesterday. I was talking to him yesterday. Don't know if you guys heard, but I was asking him, where did he come from? Because majority of the race, he was not near like the top 5. But he clawed his way all the way up to the first place. Ended up winning with almost a second gap over the second place. And I can't remember who finished second place yesterday. Oh, shoot.
I unfortunately don't remember either. I didn't feel the best after yesterday. Ate something that I really shouldn't have, and fortunately had to leave the broadcast early.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a couple pre-race interviews going on. Bring up the current leader sitting on pole, which is going to be Trevor Kelly. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
You're currently sitting on pole with the fastest time of 18.804 compared to second place, which is 18.870. How you feeling tonight?
Somewhat confident and a little nervous. When we had an old ARCA League race here on our green flag to start the race, about 4 of us spun out. So we'll try to avoid doing that.
Yeah, especially with the cold tires, high horsepower, and short banking. It's going to be a challenge for you guys out here tonight.
It sure will be. Sounds like everybody that is connected to the session finally made it. Jeremy was having some issues, but it sounds like he finally figured out.
Yeah, hopefully see Albert Reinhardt now just hopping in.
Yeah, glad he was able to make it last second. We're in a bit of a tight points battle for the season right now.
Yeah, hopefully you can try to pull away with the lead in the point standings. I know you've been fighting hard basically all season so far, a lot of ups and downs week in, week out, but hopefully you can get a good finish, especially starting on pole.
Yeah, I see Will's on track right now, so we'll see what kind of lap time he can put down.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to throw you back down there. Try to do a couple more interviews before race starts.
Hey, you guys have fun.
You too.
You too.
While Will Byers does his work. And the lap time in 19.034 coming to a stop. Not sure if he's going to be resetting. See if we can get Mr. Kevin Allen up here. Mr. Kevin Allen's in the 77 tonight. How you doing, Kevin?
I thought I got kicked for a second, but doing pretty good.
Yeah. So you currently sitting in P5. You know, two combinations you hate: next gen and short tracks. How do you think you're going to deal with the high horsepower on a 0.625 mile oval?
Well, it's not only a combo I don't like, it's a combo I've never done. So my first laps were like 20 minutes ago. But to answer your question, just survival. Keep the car in one piece. Don't spin, which that's going to be hard not to do because you know how this car is. Keep it out of the wall. Keep it out of trouble. And hopefully get a good finish at the end. We're just going to have to see.
Yeah, I think that's how Mr. Bagley, your teammate's going to be. Hasn't raced a single race since May 2nd, and this is going to be his first race back, especially with this combo.
He's throwing down pretty good flying laps for being away for as long as he has. I would circle him as a favorite to win tonight's race.
Well, it didn't help that he already ran about 150 laps.
Okay, yeah, I forgot that he does that. Yeah, he's definitely a circle in my book now.
Yeah, indeed. We're going ahead and throw you back down there. Looks like we might have a couple more people about to hop on track.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be in a okay mood when you pull me up later.
That's if you finish top 3.
Hell, if I finish, that'll be something. 225 laps of this. It's gonna be something, but I'm here for it.
Well, you do have 2 fast repairs to help you out.
And I'm going to use all of them. Better believe that.
Oh no, I forgot EOL from last week's race, so I won't be starting pole. Oh, that sucks for Trevor Kelly.
Yeah, track position's huge here.
Yeah, but I'm going to go ahead and throw you down, see what's going on track.
Sounds good.
Alright, that was Kevin Allen. But yeah, I forgot too that Trevor Kelly, currently sitting on pole, has an EOL for tonight's race.
That's going to set him back just a little bit. But hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. There's only 8 drivers in this field.
Yeah.
Now him being the fastest in qualifying, hopefully can carry his qualifying pace over to the real life. Sorry, I'm watching 2 things right now. Hopefully he can carry that to the race.
Yeah, as Albert Reinhardt takes pole away from Trevor Kelly, well, technically Mark Long, with an 18.650, which is about 1.5 tenths quicker than second place. Jeremy Oliver now out on track, out of Kitten, Tennessee. Running a Jimmy Spencer throwback here tonight.
Very nice looking paint scheme.
You lost your bonus point. Yeah, that's going to affect you a little bit in points, but hopefully you're still able to finish a little ahead of Albert Reinhardt. As you see Jeremy Oliver getting loose coming out of 2. Going to mess up his qualifying. As he's still sitting on track. Got Sonny now out here on track. He's running a paint scheme, Russell, that you would love.
Sorry, what was that, Michael?
Sonny's running a paint scheme that you would love.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, he's also, saw him multiple times. You know, he's Canadian. I assume his last name and his first name. You know, he's from some part of Montreal or some part of Quebec.
His last name kind of sounds like he's near like Novik or what's that? The other part over like on the eastern side of Canada. Fairfax. Yeah. Over in that type of area. As we are getting ready to grid. Russell. You know what time it is?
Yes, sir. It's the starting field. So, in technical P1, I'm gonna do this how it will stand with the penalty. Will stand with the penalties. So, P1 will be Mark Long.
Oh, Albert Reinhardt, actually.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the penalty side. So P1 is Albert Reinhardt, and P2 is Trevor Kelly, but they both have EOL penalties, so they'll both go to the back. So, what will be your eventual leader, starting in P3, Mark Long, and P4 is Charles Bagley, who are now first and second, sorry. And in P5 is Will Byers. In P6 is Kevin Allen. And in P7 is Jeremy Oliver. And in P8 is Sonny. And in P9 is Joseph Usnikas.
Yeah, we're about to have a pretty exciting race tonight. 225 laps at the legendary North Wilkesboro Speedway. Got a lot of talented drivers out here. But who's your pick going to be tonight, Russell? Kevin said you got to watch out for the 69 of Charles Bagley today.
You know, he's my pick tonight. Now, I've raced with him a lot, and I just know how fast he can be on the short track. As pace car ducking down into pit lane, Mark Long will lead them to the green as they head to the Echo Park restart zone. Green flag underway. Mark Long with an amazing jump off the line. Staying low to the low side. Bagley getting tight to the wall. Didn't hit the wall, just got tight, went to the high groove. You know, all these drivers staying around the middle and low side. You know, some of the most preferred lanes at this track, but if you want to get the good run out the corner, you want to get to the low side, as the low side is obviously, you know, the fastest lane around this track. As Charles Bagley better go too wide. Kevin Allen right behind him. Sonny sending it onto the bottom. Charles Bagley. Sonny clears Charles.
It's Albert Reinhardt's down pit road. Not sure if something happened to him. Not sure if it's a drive-through penalty or just an EOL. But up here with Kevin Allen, everybody's already single filed out. Trevor Kelly set the fastest time, but already back 3 seconds off of Mark Long. As you see, Mark Long already up to a 0.3 second gap over Will Byers. And Russell, I didn't know Mark Long was good at short tracks.
I had no idea.
As you see, his gap is almost up to a second already. As Albert Reinhardt's still down on pit road. As we got a battle brewing up back here between the 23 and 7 of Jeremy Oliver and Joseph Usnikas. As you see, Trevor Kelly now catching up to the back bumper of Usnikas. Trying to battle him for 6th place. As something happened to Sonny. Fell all the way back to 8th place.
No, I saw there was some smoke on the front stretch. That might have been him. No, just might have accidentally lost it. You know, it's very easy in these cars with the high horsepower.
Now you see Charles Bagley trying to catch back up to the back bumper of the 53 of Will Byers. Trying to sit it in there on the bottom. Will Byers slides up. Charles Bagley gets to his inside, not be able to hold it there. He just got to wait for Will Byers to make a mistake to get back to his inside. Checking back here with the 23, Jeremy Oliver. Closing into the back bumper of Kevin Allen. Looking off the back bumper of Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen gets into the wall, coming out of 2. Sounds like Kevin Allen might be holding up Jeremy Oliver. As Joseph Usnikas gets to the outside, almost getting a 2-for-1. Joseph Usnikas in the outside wall, coming down the backstretch, trying to make it work on the outside line to get around Kevin Allen. Russell, you think Joseph Usnikas is going to make it work on the top? Because he's already on the outside of Kevin Allen.
You know, you could. There is a top lane groove at this track. There's grooves all over. You know, and he did make the pass. You know, you get a little bit of speed, a little bit more speed through the top, but you know, it's also a lot easier to get tight to the wall. That's what I've noticed whenever I race around North Wilkesboro. You know, late in the run I'd go to, you know, middle top, but you know, early in this run, like 14 laps in, I would be sticking down to the bottom.
Back up here with Mark Long, up to 1.7 seconds over Will Byers. He's just cruising away with this lead. Go back here, check on a couple people. Got a battle between the 36 and 76 of Kevin Allen and Trevor Kelly.
When I was going on, Joseph Usnikas used to top to get by Charles Bagley. You know, Bagley possibly saving tires. I know he's really good at that. You know, just saving them for later on in the run.
As Joseph Usnikas hard into the outside wall.
Looks like he's got front end damage and might have knocked the toe out of that a little.
Yeah, that right front is absolutely destroyed as he's going back into the outside wall. Charles Bagley's getting around.
Might have wheel damage or possibly toe. I can't really see it, but I know he has a lot of damage to the front end.
Let's fucking go. 77 from looks like Kia. Mark Long currently up here 1.5 seconds over second place. Look out the back bumper as Will Byers is around.
This just helped Joseph Usnikas a lot. You know, giving him a chance to pit without going a lap or 2 laps down.
Go back and look and see what happened to Will Byers.
Just looked like he got loose.
Have to do it the old-fashioned way. They didn't register it as a wreck. Took off the chopper cam. Got loose, saved it, clipped the apron while he's trying to accelerate and just sent the rear end around.
Joseph Usnikas down pit road, followed by 2 other cars, one being Will Byers and Kevin Allen.
Not sure what's wrong with Albert Reinhardt. Currently not even in the cockpit of his car. Joseph Usnikas out, Will Byers, Kevin Allen. That's going to put Charles Bagley back up to P2. Jeremy Oliver up 4 spots since the start of the race, sitting in P3. Sonny up 4 spots as well, sitting in P4. Take a look at the weather so far, see if it's changed a little bit. Track temp is at 79 degrees. Looks like it came down just a little bit since the start of the race, but that humidity, Russell, is at 73%, which will definitely play a factor in the handling of this car. Pace cars coming off for the first time tonight. Mark Long is going to be leading the field back to green flag.
Green, green, green.
Green flag back underway. Mark Long getting another good jump off the line. You know, he's commanding this thing. He jumps right back down to the low side. Bagley behind him. Sawney to the outside of Bagley. Bagley clears.
Will Byers and the 23 get into it. 23 sent the 53 up into the wall as Sawney's battling with Charles Bagley up here. 23 getting loose. Will Byers had something to say about it. Looked like he was about to send it 3 wide between those two. And that's one thing you don't want to do at this track, is put it 3 wide.
Definitely. You know, I've gone 3 wide, and you know, a lot of late model races I've done here. I'll tell you, we only survived 1 time. I've done it about 5, so it's not ideal. And you know, you got to take your time on the passes. You know, you got to set up a pass. You can't get to the guy and pass him on the same lap. You got to have a lot of speed to do that. Instead, you got to really get in his mind, figure out the line he's going to take, and just try to catch him looking in his mirror into a turn.
Yeah, Will Byers moved up a couple spots up to second. But if you take a look at that right front of Will Byers, he got some front end damage from the contact between him and the 23. But this is one of those tracks that you don't need that much top end speed for, especially how short this track is, as Will Byers is now taking the lead away from Mark Long.
No, sometimes, honestly, on the short tracks, it's better to have just a little less speed, and you can carry more, from what I've noticed, you can carry more momentum in the corners, because you don't have to brake as much, not have to slow the car down as much. As Mark Long getting tight in the wall. Sawney to the bottom of him. Sawney still on the bottom, Mark Long on the top. And Sawney will clear. Mark Long going right back to the bottom where he's comfortable.
Hello, Pasca. How you doing today? Thank you for showing up and showing out for Next Level Gaming here at North Wilkesboro. Looks like Jeremy Oliver is having some issues. 12 seconds back off the leader. Only 9 drivers on track. Yeah, only 9. As the 36 and 7 are trying to start the battle back here for 5th place. As the 77 hard into the wall. Looks like Charles Bagley might have had some issues as well. That's going to put the 36 of Trevor Kelly up to 2nd place. And that's going to put Will Byers up to almost a 3-second lead over Charles Bagley. As we got some action going on back here. 77 on the outside, Sonny hard in the wall. Mark Long's going to get around Sonny. Now trying to battle Kevin for 5th place. This is the perfect series for me, although I've been a bit of insomniac these last months. Looking off the front bumper of Kevin Allen, you got the 36 challenging Charles Bagley for 2nd place. As Joseph Usnikas gets around 36. You're leaving on a jet plane. In Belgium, it's 2 a.m. there. Damn. Pretty late there.
Wondering if he went to the Formula 1 race today at Spa.
Sonny down pit road. See, he got some right front damage. Charles Bagley sitting in 3rd place. As we got a battle between the 36 and the 76. Kevin Allen and Trevor Kelly. Trevor Kelly trying to work his way around him on the top side. Kevin Allen getting that run coming out of turn number 2. But Russell, we're already almost 40 laps into this race. You think it's time for a NASCAR style crank it up?
Yes, sir.
We got some action going on track right now. Kevin Allen trying to challenge his teammate for third place. Going to get around him for third place. Charles Bagley starting to fall back. Joseph Usnick is chasing down Will Byers. Brought that 3-second gap down to only a 0.7 second gap. And you see Will Byers running that top line, diving it to the middle, coming out. Flick off the front bumper of Joseph Usnick. Charles Bagley now down to fourth place. Closest battle we got going on is up here for the lead. Joseph Usnick is all over the back bumper of the 53 of Will Byers. As Will Byers needs to block the middle lane if he was wanting to keep Joseph behind. As you see Joseph getting a little loose. Sending it in deep, looks like he's pushing a little tight. Charles Bagley still back there, falling back. Trevor Kelly trying to close in on Charles Bagley. Off the front bumper, Kellen up to third place. Currently about 4 seconds back from second place. Joseph Usnick is still battling with the 53 Will Byers, trying to work his way on his outside. Will Byers going to get that momentum coming out. Still battling side by side, going into turn 1 and 2. Joseph Usnick is getting that run coming out. Going to clear him, but Will Byers is going to battle right back on the inside line.
Usnick is really comfortable at the top. He's been at the top all day. You know, from what I've seen, Byers is preferring the middle and bottom.
That's what we have, Rick. I heard someone hit the wall hard. Looks like Mark Long. Really off pace right now. Jeremy Oliver entering pit road. Heavy front end damage. Already up to lap 52 out of 225. Joseph Usnick took the lead, starting to pull away from Will Byers. Jeremy Oliver is going to go multiple laps down. You're going to see how destroyed that right front is. Back here with Kevin Allen. Charles Bagley sitting comfortably in fourth place, just running his race. Kevin Allen sitting in third. Will Byers up here. But look right behind Will Byers, you got the 4-1 Asani Russell trying to fight the hard way to get his lap back, one of his laps back.
You know, I wish Honey pitted, and you know that's what put him a lap down.
Joseph Usnick is catching the back of Mark Long. Mark Long's hoping for a caution. And Sonny's also hoping for a caution as well to try to get one of his laps back. But Will Byers is back up as you see the 77 sliding up as they're trying to work his way around. Mark Long coming down pit road. Will Byers ran up high, almost smacked the wall. Coming out turn number 4.
No one can run the top lane like Joseph Usnikas. He's very comfortable in there. Well, Byers' tires probably might be shot, and that's what he's now referring to trying to go to the top lane.
Didn't Joseph pit under that first caution?
Yes, he did.
Take a look at the pit stops. Will Byers and Joseph pitted both lap on 38th. Same with Kevin Allen. As they're catching up to the back bumper of the 36. Trevor Kelly to try to put him a lap down. Look out the back bumper of Trevor Kelly. Mark Long trying to fight to get one of his laps back. As you see Trevor Kelly right at the top, slowing down the leaders. This is not what Joseph wants to see. That's going to put Will Byers up to the lead. Next one that Will Byers is going to be hunting is a 69 of Charles Bagley, just coming out of turn number 2 now. Will Byers still leading, almost up to a second gap over Joseph Usnikas. Jeremy Oliver, Mark Long battling. Mark Long it said Mark Long crashed. Let's go back and see what happened to Mark Long. Mark Long gets tight, will lose. No caution. Able to keep it straight.
You know, he did the same thing Sonny did on the first run around lap 9, where Sonny just got loose exiting the turn. Sonny was able to lock it down. Unfortunately, in this case, Mark Long went for a little more of a slide.
Charles Bagley now down pit road. Trevor Kelly also down pit road. So I think it's time for pit cycles, unless they're pitting for tires.
No, this track can chew tires, so I can imagine that, you know, possibly going just for tires, but I can definitely see fuel stops too. We're 70 laps, now we're on lap 70, so I can imagine your fuel is probably running low. Will Byers and Joseph Usnikas pitted on the caution, which happened about 15 to 20 laps into this race. So they have just that extra little bit of gas than these other drivers, and they can just go that extra little stint.
Kevin Allen back here sitting in third. 8.6 seconds back. Will Byers up now to a 2.2 second gap as he lightly grazes the wall coming out turn number 2. .3 trying to get around Joseph Usnickas, trying to fight his way to get one of his laps back. Same with the 401 Asani sitting up here in 4th place, 2 laps down.
Kevin Allen, the last remaining car on the lead lap, besides Usnickas. Kevin Allen, who pitted with these guys, so I can imagine that Kevin Allen won't be having to do a little pit cycle before or after these guys.
You got Charles Bagley around.
Looked like he was spun onto pit lane.
He
And
just
going down
got
pit lane.
his tires not too long ago. See if we can go back and see what happened to Charles Bagley. See Charles Bagley going into 1 and 2. Gets onto the throttle a little too early, getting it loose. Just barely missing the inside wall. Charles Bagley now down 4 laps. Joseph Usnickas now back 4.1 seconds off of Will Byers. See if we got anyone battling going on. Got the 2336 side by side coming out turn number 4. 36 trying to battle on the inside of Jeremy Oliver for 5th place. 36 got to open up that exit if he wants to be able to stay right there, but he's able to get around Jeremy Oliver. Will Byers is now trying to battle with Thani. Thani's trying to get his lap back the hard way on the inside of Will Byers. 36 as well, trying to get one of his laps back. This is going to slow up Will Byers just a little bit. Joseph Usnickas almost 6 seconds back. Kevin Allen can see Joseph Usnickas. They're about 1 turn away from each other. .36 of Trevor Kelly got around Will Byers. Thani's trying to do the same thing. But Russell, with how bad their tires are, would you want a short pit early?
I can imagine short pitting early is honestly one of the, I wouldn't say bestest things, but it could definitely save you a little bit in the longer run. Because if you pit now, you can get what's all of your tires, and you can get a little more than everyone who's pitted before you. The only downside is, pitting this early. The three other drivers, the two other drivers, Kevin Allen, Will Byers, or Joseph Usnickas, if one of them pits. Now the other two might pit a little later, and they just get that extra little bit of fuel or tires that gets them to the end. Or if you have to save like 5 laps, but they're good. It's just those little things that can, shape up a race. So I can imagine you might want to drive this taking gas if you're one of those 3 drivers all the way to the end.
As we got a battle now going on for second place between Kevin Allen and the 7 of Joseph Usnickas. Charles Bagley trying to get around Kevin Allen, which is his teammate. I know the last thing they're looking for, Sonny and the 36 of Trevor Kelly, is when the leaders pit, get their 2 laps back, and hopefully a caution comes out as Kevin Allen gets around Joseph Usnickas for second place. As Will Byers is up to a 10.6 second gap over Kevin Allen. As Sonny's still trying to get around him to get one of his laps back. Kevin Allen getting to the outside wall coming out of turn number 2. Will Byers up to 11 second gap over Kevin Allen. Looks like Sonny's starting to fade. Just trying to get around Will Byers. Joseph Usnickas has fallen back off of Kevin Allen by almost 4 seconds. As you got the 77.23 starting to brew up a battle right in front of Kevin Allen.
Usnickas coming down pit road this time.
I wouldn't blame him. His tires are completely shot.
And just imagine, because he was the only one of the 3 that took tires in that pit stop with all 3 of them. So imagine what Will Byers and Kevin Allen are feeling in those tires.
Kevin Allen working his way around the 2-lap cars. Will Byers staying out. Gonna put Sonny up to 3rd. Trevor Kelly up to 4th. As a 23.77 still battling for 6th place. Joseph Usnickas still sitting on pit road. Gonna leave Kevin Allen and Will Byers as your two people on the lead lap. Joseph Usnick is now leaving pit road, currently being scored 4 laps down. Joseph Usnick is around.
Cold tires, Joseph.
Might have got a penalty if he didn't get that car loaded up enough while he was in the middle of sliding. Gonna put him another lap down. Kevin Allen coming down pit road for his service. Will Byers staying out. Jeremy Oliver gonna go another lap down. Sonny's now at the P2. Sonny Hard, that's gonna be the 23 of Jeremy Oliver out in the outside wall. Got some right front damage now. Looks like he has some toe damage as well. You can see the toe. Yeah, that toe is knocked out of that 23 machine. Kevin Allen with freshest tires. Sitting in P3 still, 2 laps down. Will Byers staying out. Almost clips the outside wall coming out of turn number 2.
You know, Michael, if you're anyone in the field right now, because Will Byers has lapped everyone in the field, and a caution comes out, if you're, say, Sonny, you know, what would you do? Because then, you know, you get one of your laps back. And not both of them.
Yeah, I would assume that Will Byers is going to be pitting soon, especially when you got people behind on fresher tires. But when he pits, that should bring the top 4 back onto the lead lap. They see Will Byers trying to get around the 77 now. Ooh. Not really mini battle going on at the moment. Charles Bagley's slow. Joseph Usnick is currently down to 7th place. Mark Longlow. That's what these drivers were not wanting to see.
But this is what Will Byers wanted to see. You know, if you're Will Byers, you might want to take a deep breath of relief. He can pit with no worries, and there he goes.
Don't see what happened to the 23. Coming out of turn number 2, gets into the throttle a little too early, sends it sideways. Almost identical to Charles Bagley, but a caution still came out. Will Byers down pit road. Sonny's gonna get his lap back. That should put a couple people back on the lead lap. Not sure why Trevor Kelly's pitting. Kevin Allen should get his wave around this time by. Well, with one that go, I'm sorry. Sonny down pit road getting his service.
This race just got real interesting all of a sudden.
One thing that sucks about riding on short tracks, Russell, is how quick the pace car comes back around, especially when you still have to get 4 fresh tires. And if you're especially the lucky dog, because this gives you less time to try to get around them.
I could imagine it gives you. No, you can't do it on a. You can do it on a big track.
Pace car
jumping down this. Pace car down this time. The field is not going to be formed yet. But for the first time, Will Byers leading into the Aqua Park restart zone. Green flag underway. Will Byers with an amazing jump off the line. Right in the middle groove. Now jumping down to the bottom. You definitely see a lot of drivers that will start be using the bottom groove a lot more. Now that they're on, you know, fresh tires. But Michael, if you look at your leaderboard, Will Byers has to worry about nothing because every other car is still a lap down.
Yeah, they're hoping for a quick caution to try to get at least one person back on the lead lap. Joseph Usnickus trying to get one of his laps back the hard way. Almost gets into the left rear as the 77 Mark Long's around. Hard into the inside wall.
No caution, he keeps it going.
Oh, 77 around again. Joseph still trying to get one of his laps back. Mark Long back here. Bonnie's trying to work on the inside of Mark Long to try to get around him, because right as of right now, Kevin Allen would be the lucky dog. As Mark Long gets loose coming out of turn 2, going to let Sonny get right around him.
Just if you snickest around.
And around he goes again. Stopped on track, no caution. Bonnie trying to chase down Kevin Allen. Checking through the field, see what's happening between everybody. Will Byers is just cruising. Kevin Allen getting around the 23 of Jeremy Oliver. Looks like Sonny's still closing in on Kevin Allen. Go look off his front bumper. You can just see how quick Sonny's closing in. Almost gets into the left rear of the 23. The 23 is going to let Sonny around. Right here is a battle for Lucky Dog. If another caution comes out, that's going to be between the 401 of Sonny and 76 of Kevin and Allen. You see Sonny still closing in on the back bumper of Kevin Allen. Check on a couple more drivers. Mark Long getting loose coming out of turn number 4. Getting tight going into 1 and 2. 23 is going to be on the inside. Going to get around him with no problem. As Sonny's on the inside of Kevin Allen for the Lucky Dog spot. Kevin Allen up high. Sonny's going to be able to clear him coming out of turn number 2. Go up here and check on Will Byers, still out here cruising all by himself.
Well, Byers not even breaking a sweat. No, just having some fun, running laps, doing some testing, see what line can work. So save some gas, save some tire. You know, that's what I would do in this situation. Just have some fun now. No, you're not worried about a car behind, worried about the gap. And he gets in the wall a little bit. But you know, you're not worried about the gap, you're not worried about anything, you're just having a jolly old time while, you know, the rest of the field fights behind you.
Yeah, looking at the fastest 5 average, Will Byers running a 1911, Joseph Usnickus a 1912, Trevor Kelly 1921, Lonnie 1927, Jeremy Oliver 1942. Will Byers has led 100 laps so far. Mark Long 28, Joseph Usnickus 12. Kevin Allen falling back off of Sonny. Everybody's pretty spread out from each other. Mark Long in the wall, coming out of turn number 2. Joseph Usnickus on the back bumper, and Mark Long getting locked up with brakes a little bit going into turn number 3. Jeremy Oliver now down pit road. Only action I see going on the track, not for position though, is between the 77 and the 7. Mark Long out in the outside wall. Joseph now to his inside. As these two make contact, 77 out in the outside wall. Not much damage to the 7. Bagley out here running by himself. Trevor Kelly, Kevin Allen, Sonny. You see right ahead of Sonny is the 69 Charles Bagley. Will Byers still cruising. Looking at the fastest 5 right now. Sonny is quicker than everybody else, running a 1923. Will Byers is a 1926. Joseph E. Snick is 1928. Mark Long struggling.
Well, Byers coming up on lap 150 of 225 laps. You know, he might have to pit soon, but so might the rest of the field. You know, now everyone's basically on equal strategy. They can go a long ways like we saw in the first stint, but you also got to save your tires.
Will Byers hard in the outside wall. Doesn't look like he has any damage though. Will Byers trying to catch the 77 of Mark Long. Charles Bagley having some issues. Taking a look at everybody. No action going on right now. Jeremy Oliver still on pit road. Will Byers back in the outside wall. Looks like Will Byers might need to be pitting soon, especially for how much he keeps hitting that outside wall.
Tire shot might be some wheel damage from hitting the wall. We never knew.
I don't see any damage on that right front. You see the 53 locking up its brakes. This is the last thing that Will Byers wants to do is make a huge mistake, especially when he's right now gifted the win for how far back Sonny and Kevin Allen are from him. Looks like Kevin may have tapped the wall. Got some... It doesn't look like he has any damage. Mark Long starting to close in on Charles Bagley. But he still has Will Byers right behind him. Closest action we have on track is between the 77 and 53, not for position. As it looks like Charles Bagley's coming down pit road. Probably for the final stop of the night for him.
that actually might be the final stop of the night, as these drivers are approaching laps with like almost 70 laps to go. We have seen, Will Byers go around, I think it was like 65 something laps, 55 laps the last stint, and I think he had quite a bit more gas to go because it didn't look like he was slowing down any.
Yeah, Will Byers last pitted 47 laps to go. Sonny 46, Kevin Allen 56, Trevor Kelly, Mark Long both pitted 46 laps to go as well. As Will Byers is working on the inside of Mark Long, getting around him.
Mark Long got off the gas on the top. No, he hit in the position as the lap, and that's what the lap car should do. Mark Long is now 4 laps down, sitting in the 5th spot.
Charles Bagley still sitting on pit road. Trying to see if there's any close action going on. Charles Bagley backed out 8 laps down with fresh tires. Trying to see what this action is going between 77 and 36. Will Byers, with those old tires, still looks like he's gaining on Charles Bagley as he hits the wall hard again, coming out turn number 4. You see him running around, not downshifting, staying in 4th gear. Russell ran this track earlier today, and it looked like what you wanted to do is run 4th gear for a little bit, and the longer the run goes is downshift to 3rd to try to get that back in to step out a little bit more to get that exit out.
I know when I do late models, sometimes I shift. No, it's little things like that, some drivers don't think of, and stay in 4th, stay in 5th like Will Byers. But Will Byers might just be saving some gas, as it doesn't seem like he's going full gas on the straights. And smart move by him if he can just save some gas for the end and, go a little farther than everyone, get some freshest tires and keep everyone a lap down. This race is his.
Looking at his speed, hitting almost 130 on the straights, but he keeps tapping that wall in almost every turn. As you see him tap the wall again. Trying to see if there's any action going on track.
And Michael, don't know if you can see it, but Jeremy Oliver is out of the session.
Yeah, he pitted back on lap 138. Charles Bagley jumped to pit road on lap 159. We're at 174. Go back up here with Will Byers. Will Byers now coming down pit road for his final stop of the night. That's going to put Kevin Allen and Sonny back on the lead lap. Same with Kelly. But here's the thing, Russell. Every time somebody came down pit road, they ended up 2 laps down.
So while Byers will only be 1 lap down.
They're going to be hoping for a caution. Asani is now your race leader. It's going to put Kevin Allen up to 2nd place. But for how back these drivers were, I don't think Will Byers will go that far down. As you see coming down a pit road.
Will Byers got two tires over the white line. No, very close to an unsafe pit exit.
As that looked like it was almost going to be an accident between the 7 and the 53. You can see Kevin Allen not that far ahead of Will Byers with the freshest tires. And it makes me wonder, Russell, did he take 2?
And, you know, it's a bad thing.
Kevin Allen hard in the outside wall.
You know, how do you tell these drivers now, the car, you know, the latest car that's pitted, and a driver that's put you more than a lap down is still on the lead lap and is now still in 2nd? How do you tell Sonny this? Because Sonny will look at you and just, unfortunately, you know, Sonny might be a little confused.
Your trailer was rolling back, so you had to bail. Man, don't lie, Mr. Bagley. It's probably because you were 8 laps down. Will Byers currently 8.3 seconds, closing real quick. As it looks like he might be gaining half a second to a full second on Sonny each lap. '53 making easy work of the 77. Joseph Usnick down pit road. Kevin Allen out here by himself. Joseph Usnick has some heavy damage on that right front. Trevor Kelly, he got his lap back, but he wasn't able to get around Will Byers.
Just about a straightaway separating Will Byers and Sonny. This isn't good for Sonny. If Will Byers can claim the lead back before Sonny hits pit road, that's dangerous for the rest of the field as they still all have to pit.
Looking off the back bumper of Sonny, 53 is just 1 straightaway away from him. Now down to under 4 seconds. Trevor Kelly now down another lap.
And Charles Bagley saying they don't have to pit. Did not know that, so they'll be pitting. So if they do pit, they pit for tires.
That's what they were probably looking for, is a caution. Because you see how quick Will Byers is closing in on Sonny. Now down to 2.3 seconds. Kevin Allen, 12.1 seconds back. Working around Mark Long. Trevor Kelly getting the outside wall. See Will Byers locking up his brakes a little bit. Trevor Kelly's gonna let him by. You can see the gap is only half a second. Will Byers over the back bumper looking inside of Sonny. Joseph Usnickus around. Oh, sorry, that, see if something happened to Joseph. Coming out of turn number 4. Getting loose. Smacks the inside wall. Outside wall. Heavy contact for Joseph. Mark Long in the outside wall. Gonna bring that thing down pit road. Coming to 35 to go. Will Byers up to 2.1 seconds over Sonny. Kevin Allen 14.8 seconds back. Mark Long back out on track. Now we're 28 to go, Russell. If they don't have a caution, Will Byers is just going to walk away with the win.
Yes, sir. We are just on lap 199, and he's still pulling away. Remember, this race is only 225 laps.
Looking at the laps, Will Byers pitted 23 laps ago. Sonny last pitted 84 laps ago. And Kevin Allen last pitted 94. Trevor Kelly also pitted 85 laps ago. Mark Long around. Hit the inside wall, no caution. Looks like Mark Long having some issues. Getting back around Sonny. Trevor Kelly down pit road, but you see Will Byers right over the back bumper of Kevin Allen. And you see how much Kevin Allen has to slow up just to be able to make that turn. Kevin Allen now going the lap down. Trevor Kelly still down on pit road. 19 laps to go. Joseph got all of his damage fixed. Now coming off the pit road. Going to be scored 32 laps down. Closest action we have right now is between Sonny and Trevor Kelly. Trevor Kelly trying to get around Sonny right now. Mark Long on the back bumper of Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen in the outside wall just a little bit. Mark Long's going to get around him. Joseph Usnickus back down pit road. Will Byers up to 11-second gap over Sonny. Joseph back out on track.
There was a car around.
It's going to be Joseph.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flag. This is massive for the race.
Go back and see what happened to Joseph Usnickus. Right behind Will Byers. Just getting loose coming out. Tries to save it. Overcorrects hard into the outside wall. Mark Long nowhere to go. Gets into his door. Heavy front end damage on that sub machine as Will Byers. Sonny's down pit road. Kevin Allen is the lucky dog, going to get his lap back. And this changes everything.
It does.
Got Sonny and Kevin on the lead lap. Will Byers exiting pit road. Kevin Allen being scored second now. As he's down to make his service. Gotta hurry up for that pace car. You can see the pace car right there. Kevin Allen's going to be able to beat the pace car out, but he's going to be starting at the end of the longest line. He's going to be starting back in the 5th position. Pace car is off.
Pace car down. Well, Byers will lead the field to the green. His only challenger right now is Sonny. Byers into the Aquapart restart zone. Green flag back underway. There's not a handful of laps left. There's about 7 laps to go. You know, Sonny right on his bumper, but he's not close enough to make a move. Byers to the top groove, down to the middle. Byers getting loose. So
with
does
Sonny.
Synchronized spin there. They both save it. They both keep it going. No caution. Byers still going up to the top.
Issue with Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen's
Sonny
slow.
around. Sonny lost it. As long as Will Byers doesn't have any issues, he might have just saw the race-winning incident. Sonny not too far off, still in second. Didn't lose any possessions, lost time, but he lost time on Will Byers. Byers heading down into turn 3. You know, it's not a long way around this course. It's only about 19 to 18 seconds each lap. So we are coming to 3 laps to go. Well, Byers just running his race. No, he's not pushing, but he's not going easy. You know, he's just doing enough to survive. He's doing enough to keep a lead, and he's, you know, coming around to 2 to go, getting a little loose into the wall. You know, back end scraped. You know, he drove that car right to the rev limiter. He's now getting down to the backstretch, right into turn 3 again. Off into turn 4. No, he's being a little gentle on the throttle, not trying too hard. That should be the white flag, unless I'm mistaken. Heading into turn 3. Heading into turn 4. On the final lap, Will Byers will win at North Wilkesboro. Massive victory for Will Byers. Commanded this race all night, leading most of the laps, eventually lapping the field off pit strategy. You know, Will Byers set this race up massively for himself, and that's why he came out with the victory. But still a great drive from Sonny, who just made a tiny mistake at the end of the race there. As here he comes to do his burnout. Back-to-back winner. Won the IndyCar race yesterday, and will win here at North Wilkesboro today.
As Will Byers finish up his burnout. Let's take a look at the finishing results. Will Byers led 170 laps out of 225, bringing home in first place. Sonny P2, Kevin Allen P3, Trevor Kelly P4, Mark Long P5, Joseph Usnickus 6, Charles Bagley 7, Jeremy Oliver 8th, Albert Reinhardt P9. Not sure what happened to Albert Reinhardt this race. Pole position goes to Albert Reinhardt. Will Byers fastest lap with 18.572. Most laps led. Will Byers 170 laps. Hard Charger goes to Sonny up 6. We had 3 cautions total for 12 laps. 5 green flag lead changes by 4 different drivers. Let's see if we can get third place up in here. Bring it home in P3, gonna be Kevin Allen.
I'm tired after that one.
Oh,
That was a lot of laps.
it sure looked like a handful. I know you were coming in the race not expecting much, but still bring it home in third place. How you feeling about third place?
Honestly, that's a win because I didn't anticipate the car handling that well. Like, aside from the last 5 laps where I did half spins in one lap, 2 half spins in one lap on cold tires, just trying to push. The car honestly handled fine. I got a pretty good advantage from the first caution because I took tires and no one else did, so I kind of drove up third. And then from there, I just kind of just kept the car in one piece, kept the car in a good line. Tried the undercut wheel to see if I can just do anything, as I was already 7 seconds behind. See if I can do something, and then my teammate that I had written down the windows for his self spins to bring out the yellow. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, just really good race considering this combo and whatnot. And I'm so tired I can't even speak coherent sentences. But yeah,
Russell, you
good
guys.
race. Definitely a win getting the top 3.
Russell, you got anything for Kevin before we send him to bed?
You know, Kevin, you had some good strategy calls all race long, but unfortunately, lost all those laps to Byers when you guys pitted just a little earlier than he did, and that caution came out. Can you tell us what was going through your mind when that caution came out early on in the race and he trapped you guys a couple of laps down?
Well, I was like, well, so much for that strategy. I should have stayed out. But in the grand scheme of things, I only dropped down to third. Like, I think second and third were a lap down, then the rest on them were more than a lap down. So I was like, yeah, this sucks, but I really didn't have anything for him. And I only lost 1 spot from that. So it sucked in the moment, but overall, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been way worse. And the goal coming in here tonight was just to get a top 3, which, well, I said before the race, the goal was just to finish. And I did that and then some. They got to get a top 3, but here we are. We'll take it. Good points day.
That's awesome, brother. Got any shout outs before we let you go?
Shout out Team No Live Bagley for being back after a 2-month hiatus. Shout out Flashpoint for putting these races on every weekend. And shout out to all the admins and all the folks at NLG for putting these races on every week. About 2-3 times a week we have these. Really, really fun league. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Alrighty, we'll get you on your way. We'll see you back hopefully next week, either at the truck, Indy, or next gen.
I should run both of those, unless I think for the PGR race I'm running, I don't know how that's going to affect the Thursday race or Saturday or Sunday, but should be here for at least one of them, if not 2.
And next Saturday they're going to be at Gateway.
Oh god. That's the one car went on an oval with that car I not really know how to run, but
And then
I didn't know how to run this combo at first, and I got third out of it, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, next Saturday they're going to be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
That should be interesting, but
Alrighty, we're going to get you on your way so you can get yourself to bed.
And I'm going to watch the rest of this race since they're only 20 laps ahead of us. But have a good one, fellas.
You too.
You too, Kevin.
All right, let's bring Sonny up in here, finishing P2. Got in a little bit of trouble on that last restart, getting loose. Sonny, you got a copy?
Yeah, hi. Oh, wow. I don't know. I completely forgot that the car doesn't handle that well on fresh tires, and I let it a little too loose.
trying to fight for the win.
Yeah, we saw you and Will get loose basically at the same time coming out of I think it was turn number 4. And
Yeah, that was sketchy.
looked like you got loose again, send you all the way back there. About like 3 seconds back off of Will Byers.
Yeah, that's just a product of being used to a stable long run car and seeing the win in my sights. But after everything that happened at the start of the race, I'm honestly surprised I even got second. So I will happily take it.
Russell, you got anything for Sonny?
Sonny, you had a great race, but I unfortunately don't have anything for you. Got any shoutouts before we let you go?
Honestly, shout out Will for keeping it clean the whole race. I think that he's the only one who didn't have an incident all race, so congrats to him. He deserved to win it completely.
All right, let's see. I don't see anything about incidents on my screen, but yep, hopefully you'll be back Thursday, Saturday, Sunday next week.
Yeah, thank you guys. See ya.
See ya.
See you too.
All right. Bring the dominant car in here, led 120 laps this race, and won the Indy 300 last night. Will Byers, you got a copy?
I got you.
Man, walk us through, because it looked like you, started about mid-pack, started 5th place, and as soon as you got to the lead, you just dominated, put car after car lap down. How did you carry that much speed, especially with old tires? Because I was watching you catch guys with fresh tires.
Yeah, no, they had a really bad qualifying. I spun out actually at my first lap and had damage, and that kind of screwed up my second lap. But yeah, had that first run. That first run went okay. Moved up to second, I think, and then the caution came out. Came down for a set of tires, restarted 5th, I think. Got put into the wall a couple laps after the restart. Had some damage then for that run. And the car kind of sucked on the long run, actually, for that first long run. But once I was able to get that damage fixed, the car felt really good. That high line kind of came in and was just able to kind of cruise from there. Yeah,
I saw you bouncing off the wall basically lap after lap with, I was saying, like 40, 50-year-old, 50-year-old tires.
Yeah, that was trying some things. I don't know what was going on, but for some reason I was severely down on fuel, more than I wanted to be, so I started running 5th gear, just trying to save some. And the car just wouldn't turn in 5th gear. It had to be in 4th if you wanted to turn, so kind of just embraced slightly bumping off the wall a little bit just to get it to rotate. Yeah, I thought you were going to give yourself some wheel damage for how many times you bounced off that wall. Oh, yeah. Got anything for Russell?
Will, I asked the same question to Kevin Allen, but I'm going to ask it to you because I know I'm going to get an entirely different response. That the second caution coming out, and you trapped all those cars, a lap down. What was your reaction to all that? And
I was obviously not happy with it. I don't think anyone in that situation would. I was content with just running it out to the end, but I knew that whole time behind me, I had Sonny right behind me trying to get back to 1 lap down. That whole time I was racing him, thinking I need to keep him 2 just in case this caution comes out, and it did come out, and thankfully only a couple cars were able to get back on or at least get 1 lap down. But other than that, I didn't really think it mattered. I knew my car was fast, and I think even if someone did get on the lead lap like they did at the end, I was just going to be able to pull away anyway. So
awesome, man. Got any shoutouts before we let you go to enjoy your night?
No, just fun car for sure. I guess shout out my dad. He watches all these races, supporting me, and he's been begging for a shout out every week, and I've been making fun of him not giving one, but I'll finally give him one this week. So
all right, we'll let you go down to victory lane. Hopefully we'll see you back Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday next week.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Man, Russell, that was a pretty eventful race. A lot of cars having some issues, banging off some walls, some wheel damages, coming out of the turns, getting really loose. Were you expecting a bunch of this race?
I definitely was. That's no short track racing. Quite a few mistakes can happen. But overall, it was a really nice, clean race. No, we only had a couple of cautions, 4 cautions. That's 4 or 5 cautions. It's not that bad for a short track. Really happy for these boys. Awesome race, awesome strategy all race long. It was an awesome race.
That's right. Next Sunday, we're going to be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And to be honest with you, Russell, I'm thinking of running that, being on track instead of in the booth.
No, man, I wouldn't blame you if it being your home track. I know you're really good at it. And, I'll be up here in the booth as always.
I'm better in the trucks, but when it comes to next gens, that's one of the worst cars, in my opinion.
I don't like it either. It's it's a lot to explain. It gets loose, it gets tight, and tire saving on it's pretty bad. And I could go on a rant for that on that car for like probably an hour.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna be wrapping up the broadcast. If you guys want to join Next Level Game Community, they race Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. If you're interested, you can join the Discord. Link is in the description. My name's Michael Cordray. Alongside me is Russell Heaton Jr. And we'll see you all back on Thursday.
Friday night, the lights are bright. The grandstands packed, the stars ignite. From the green flag wave to the final lap, every driver knows there's no turning back. The stage is set, the field is tight. Championship dreams on the line tonight. A season's worth of sacrifice and speed.